Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Don1, and I am back with another video. Congratulations are in order. The NBA Finals 2017. The champions. We are the champions. The Golden State Warriors. Warriors come out to play, and they did in Game 5. Okay? So congratulations are in order for the Golden State Warriors, as well as Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was Finals MVP. He should have gotten that honor. I don't know why people were throwing this notion like they did 2 years ago that LeBron should have gotten MVP because he averaged a triple-double. I feel like the MVP should belong to the team that won. The player, the individual on that winning team should get Finals MVP. Okay, all right. So let's talk about this about the Golden State Warriors. Everyone knew last summer when Kevin Durant was a free agent and he went to the Golden State Warriors. Everyone knew it was a foregone conclusion that the Golden State Warriors was going to win the NBA Finals. Are we all in agreement to that? I even stated that in several videos. Now, during the NBA Finals, I felt like, to me, the Cleveland Cavaliers could have done things a little bit differently with the Golden State Warriors to be somewhat competitive to them. What the Cleveland Cavaliers did in Game 1, Game 2, they slacked off a little bit in Game 3 in doing this, but then they tried to proceed to do this in Game 4 as well as Game 5 to a certain extent, was trying to play to the Golden State Warriors' advantage. And their advantage is a fast tempo game. Their advantage is we can score non-stop. Okay, we like to go up and down the court. We like to not pretty much utilize the clock and take like 10 seconds to develop the offense. Okay, we like those games. Okay, and they have their players to do that type of tempo, that type of game. And to me, the Cleveland Cavaliers was trying to demonstrate that, but what the Cleveland Cavaliers failed to realize was they didn't have the personnel to keep up with the Golden State Warriors. And the Golden State Warriors said throughout this series, we were just wearing them out. When we saw them in the third quarter, and they was like bended over and they had their hands on their knees and they was exhausted trying to get a breath, we knew we had them in the ropes. Okay, and that's pretty much what happened. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't utilize the talent that they had. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't utilize what they were able to do. And they didn't take advantage of a lot of things that were right in front of them. And this could have been a very competitive series. To me, this, even though they didn't sweep them and the Cleveland Cavaliers won Game 4, still, at the end of the day, who would have thunk that this team, if Cleveland Cavaliers would have continued doing the things that put them in the hole, who would have thunk that they would have turned this thing around by trying to outscore the Golden State Warriors? Now, so congratulations is in order for the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, okay, and Kevin Garnett. Now, let's focus on the future of the Golden State Warriors, okay? Now, next year, I believe everything is status quo. No big-time contracts they have to really necessarily worry about. They're not in a position where they have to get rid of a lot of talent to keep their team irrelevant. I think David West signed a 1-year contract. Miguel McGee. He signed a 1-year contract. They have a lot of people on their roster that I know a lot of people are going to hate me saying that they're disposable. Okay, the Golden State Warriors have 4 Hall of Fame All-Stars. They got Steph Curry, the Durantula, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Okay, All they want to do is just add talent on top of that. Okay, so it may be a strong possibility that the Golden State Warriors may not re-sign these players, or these players are going to get big contracts because of the Golden State Warriors winning this year. Miguel McGee could be one of those individuals that a team, a franchise, or a GM is going to look at him and say, look, he's big, he's athletic, he can move up and down the court. Yeah, sometimes he may screw up, sometimes he may be on shacking a fool, but however, he's still a good talent. He's still a good raw talent that we can add to our squad, particularly to a veteran type of squad that has a lot of older players, okay? i.e. the San Antonio Spurs, i.e. the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, those two organizations that I mentioned would probably have to see if he wants to pay cut, but Miguel McGee might get a big-time contract for his the things that he did for the NBA Finals with the Golden State Warriors, all right? David West, on the other hand, he may go back to the Golden State Warriors if the Golden State Warriors want him, and he'll probably take a pay cut once again. But however, there's probably going to be a lot of teams that will offer him a pay cut, but give him a little bit more, and also give him an added that you can probably get more minutes. Okay, so that's the advertisement a lot of these NBA clubs are going to present to David West. Okay, when you talk about those two big men, as far as Steph Curry go, they're going to sign him to a big time contract. He's going to get a $200 million contract. Kevin Durant later on is going to get a $200 million contract. Klay Thompson, but what about Klay Thompson like 2 years down the road? And what about Draymond Green? I think Draymond Green is up in 3 or 4 years down the road. Eventually you're going to have to come to the end of the road. You can't pay all of these individuals $200 million. You can't, because you won't have enough money to add for the rest of the roster, okay? So the Golden State Warriors are going to have to make some big time decisions maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, but 3 or 4 years down the road from today is a long time. It's a long way, okay? And since it's a long way, Klay Thompson may be happy with his role with the Golden State Warriors right now, but next year he may not be happy, and he may be coming to the organization saying, hey, yo, I feel like I should take my talent somewhere else, and so I can display my talents and show that I can lead a team to the promised land. And, you know, Klay Thompson is very young, okay? So, when you look at the Golden State Warriors organization, they're going to keep Steph Curry. Steph Curry is pretty much the guy who makes things run, considering that type of style. And they're going to keep the Durantula. The Durantula can move without the ball. They're not going to get rid of those two players, but Klay Thompson is a questionable. They really do want Klay Thompson, but they're going to come to their mindset is, if we keep Klay Thompson, he's going to have to take a pay cut. You know, Klay Thompson can't demand $200 million because we already got 2 of those individuals on our squad right now. We can't entertain the notion of having 3 stars, you know, with that type of money, okay? So Klay Thompson may go for it, particularly if they win another ring next year, which Vegas, including myself, feels that they should be able to win another ring because, one, they're just too damn good, and 2, when you think about NBA owners, they're not going to they don't have the mindset of, well, you know what, we need to do something big, we need to do something now for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, the San Antonio Spurs, the Clippers. We need to make some big radical move where we can make our own super team. A lot of GMs are making moves to save their job. A lot of GMs are pretty much throwing up the white flag and just say, hey, yo, you know, let's just wait 4 years, 3 years down the road where the Golden State Warriors are going to have to make decisions to either try to keep this squad, which chances are they won't be able to keep all 4 of these players 4 years from now. And then when they do that, then we can come in and make moves with a Golden State Warriors that may not have Klay Thompson or Draymond Green, okay, later on down the road. You never know, okay? There has been talk and discussion with the Cleveland Cavaliers somehow getting Boogie Cousins. I really don't see that. Now, the only way the Cleveland Cavaliers can get Boogie Cousins if Boogie Cousins signs a big-time extension with the New Orleans Pelicans, and then the Pelicans trade Boogie Cousins to Cleveland, and Cleveland is pretty much going to, I know they're going to have to give up Kevin Love, and they may have to give up somebody else just to even get Boogie Cousins. And to me, when you look at Kevin Love, I just don't see a lot of ball clubs interested in Kevin Love, okay? If you look at his performance from last year's finals to this year's finals, yeah, he had a few moments in games where he showcased his talent, but however, when you look at the whole grand scheme of the NBA finals, one could assume that the Cleveland Cavaliers could have won that chip last year without Kevin Love, and they could have lost this chip of the NBA Finals without Kevin Love. Anybody else could have probably put up that same type of production like a Kevin Love. So I really don't see a lot of teams really clamoring for Kevin Love. Now, the biggest rumor talk is, well, they should get Carmelo, okay? Carmelo ain't happy with New York, okay? And maybe Kevin Love may want to go to the New York Knicks, but I don't see the New York Knicks entertaining that offer, because why would you want the services of Kevin Love, okay? If you put Kevin Love on your squad, you're still not going anywhere, okay? It would have been better if the Cleveland Cavaliers gave the New York Knicks draft picks, okay? Which right now, currently, they don't have draft picks to offer for Carmelo Anthony and an expiring contract. They could use the money and use the draft picks as resources. If you're talking about, and you have the mindset of the New York Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers are just pretty much stuck in the water. They can't make that team any better unless Chris Paul is a free agent. He can join the Cleveland Cavaliers for little of nothing. If the Bulls release Dwayne Wade, which to me, Dwayne Wade is an older player, he can probably go to the Cleveland Cavaliers for nothing, okay? What I mean by nothing, he's not going to make a lot of money. So why would he take the league minimum to join the Cleveland Cavaliers? He's not chasing rings no more. Paul George, yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers can sign Paul George, but they're not going to. But Paul George is looking for money, and if you're looking for money and also looking to be on a competitive roster, the Cleveland Cavaliers isn't that type of team that you're going to say, okay, I need to see what they're talking about. The Cleveland Cavaliers do not have salary cap space, and the Cleveland Cavaliers don't have pieces that other teams won't, or draft picks that other clubs may be entertaining in getting, okay? The Cleveland Cavaliers are pretty much stuck in neutral, okay? So I don't know how they're going to make this team better. And it's a foregone conclusion at the end of next year, LeBron is gone. LeBron is chasing rings, all right? He's not chasing money, and it wouldn't surprise me none to see LeBron James on a squad that's already built for the finals, okay? And to me, those squads are the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're improving. They're just one player away, one superstar away. And the Golden State Warriors, he could have the same mindset as Kevin Garnett. If you can't beat them, join them. So he can join the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors can give him a mid-level exception. LeBron James will be happy with that. And then the Golden State Warriors can then turn around and say, well, you know what? Draymond Green was going to be an issue 2 or 3 years down the road. We can't sign him to a lot of money. Let's cut our losses with him and trade him to somebody else. That way we can get more resources that can help us with the Golden State Warriors. And then plus we got LeBron with the league minimum, and we can still keep rolling out these rings, okay? That's a dilemma that's possible next year. But as of right now, there's really nothing the Cleveland Cavaliers can do, okay? It is what it is with their roster. They can't make their roster better, okay? They can certainly make their roster worse, okay? But the option of making this roster better, it ain't going to happen, okay? Unless some GM is crazy enough to give away their star talent for a Kevin Love, okay? But congratulations are in order for the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, chances are they're going to win next year as well. I really don't see anybody in the West that can contend with them. Even if Chris Paul goes to the Spurs, I still don't think that's not enough to beat the Golden State Warriors. If the Spurs make this move, then they need to make other moves to make this team contend with the Golden State Warriors. They need to get one more star player, all right? Even if Chris Paul stays with the Clippers, that still ain't enough, okay? That's still not enough. The roster that you have, and then you have Chris Paul, maybe you can sign a couple of free agents here and there. I still don't think that's enough. Okay, so the Spurs got a lot of decisions that they need to make to improve that roster, and the Clippers likewise. The Oklahoma City Thunder, to me, they're one big star away to probably contend with the Golden State Warriors. Maybe Anthony Davis. I don't see, he's off the table. Boogie Cousins, you can sign him, but I still don't think that's good enough. Blake Griffin, he's going to be a free agent. You can sign him, but that still ain't enough. Okay, do you want to trade for Kevin Love? Yeah, you can trade for Kevin Love, but that still ain't enough. Carmelo Anthony is an older player. That still ain't enough, okay? You're going to need a big-time superstar like a LeBron that's willing to go to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and there's not a lot of LeBrons in the league today, or a lot of big time free agent talent that can pretty much change a roster by just signing them, like Kyle Lowry. If he wants to take the league minimum so you can get other players like Paul George, then yes, I can. Okay, and then we have a discussion there. But right now, a lot of teams in the NBA landscape can't make their team ultra better. They can't create a super team unless people that are coming into that roster is willing to take a pay cut. And I just don't see it happening with the crop of free agents we have that's coming out this summer. JJ Redick, you think he's going to take a pay cut? Do y'all really think JJ Redick, who by the way isn't a star talent, he's going to receive max dollars, and some ball club that may not be in playoff contention, they're going to sign him and want his services, okay? So, like I said earlier, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors, but there's really nothing the rest of the teams in the NBA can do about it for next year. They're probably going to win. Not probably, they are going to win the title next year. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please, notification gang in the building. Hit that notification icon so you'll know when my next video is uploaded. It's your boy, I'm Christodon1, and I am out. That still ain't enough.